Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Dow Jones today? Now, starting on the weekly, you can see we ended up with a bit of a pin bar, but this is a pretty bearish signal. So we've got an inside bar. It actually broke below the previous week as well, which is there. And we've got a moving average crossover on the weekly. So this is a pretty bearish signal, okay? The fact that we've got this tail and the buyer stepped in here, it could be profit taking, or alternatively, it could be buyers trying to push this price up. But for now, I think, there was a previous, you look at these two previous fractals, we've now created a weekly fractal to the downside. Okay. So that is fairly significant in its own. Now, the thing to bear in mind here is we did get this bullish pattern here, this piercing pattern off the 200 moving average, and we have bounced off the moving average again. And now at this stage, we're pretty much going nowhere. But we'll see on the lower time frames. I suspect we're going to get some kind of movement this afternoon. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that you do have the potential for a massive cup and handle, inverse cup and handle here, which is a bearish pattern. Okay, so looking at the 4 hour, and I mean, this is where you really need to start paying attention, because you could catch a pretty significant move going forward. So this was the first move to the downside. Okay, yes, there's been a bit of indecision with these long tails, and we've got some buyers step in here. We've got a crossover the moving average. We are still below the 200 moving average. Okay, however, I'm slowly but surely leaning towards the fact that that was a top, and we are probably expecting the second move pretty much down. I suppose we might as well just be conservative and pick up these inside tails here. Okay, so that's kind of what I see at the moment. And if we come to the 1 hour, we just line up with those two tails there. Line up with those two tails. We've only got 4 touches on this at the moment, this wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to see 5 or more. So at this stage, I'm not 100% convinced, but the fact that we are rolling here again is pretty significant. The trend is currently up on the 1 hour, and our oscillator is also starting to point down to the downside. Now, there's no real news at the moment. Sorry, I'm just double checking if anything's changed since the last time I looked. No, so I mean, the only news that really came out over the weekend was the US government saying that they are not letting off on the trade war. So, they're not letting off until China backs off. And there's nothing else. There was a little bit of noise from the Feds on Friday, but nothing really serious. So I suspect that investors are going to be moving ahead with caution. But again, there is potential here for, I don't know what happened there. There is potential for a head and shoulders here, inverse head and shoulders here on the hour. Okay, so putting this all together, I think your levels at the moment to watch are pretty much the low of Friday, which is 25,125, and then pretty much this fractal level here of 2549. You can actually be a little bit more conservative and look for the high of Friday, which is 25,533. Okay, I think I'm really going to stay out of this until the afternoon session. I'm not 100% convinced that the Europeans have a direction to go today. I think they're all waiting on the US market at the moment. So I think a typical Monday, wait for the US session before actually starting to trade this. But those are my two levels that I'm looking at. If we come down to the 30 and I do this, you'll see we do have potential for a Depends how you look at it. It could be a flat top triangle, or it could be a falling wedge for another move to the upside. Okay. I think, the best way to play this out is just wait for sort of European Open, wait for that first hour, I would say, it's 9 o'clock South African time, which is 9 o'clock European time currently as well. Just wait for that 9 to 10 pre-market trading to see what happens, and then trade a break of that. So, watch my DAX video, you'll see, I'll explain that there. But for me right now, this is a wait and see until this afternoon session. And I am not entirely convinced that we are moving to the upside. Okay, the other thing that we have here is this trend line did break. You could see a bit of a bounce up and then a pullback. But looking at the 4 hour, I would definitely be looking to play a short somewhere in this area, 25558. So somewhere around 25550, anywhere in that area. And I think the best way to do it, you've got your 200 EMA there, and I would pick up on maybe these two inside bars here, because that's also an inside bar. So anywhere between 25,500 and 25,560, 25,560, 565. Those are the areas that I would watch. There's nothing really higher. A break above these, this level here, will give us a target pretty much higher up. Okay, so it'll be the swing high and the swing low here. So that's kind of my play. Looking at the 4 hour, have a look at this. We are now busy. It depends where this 4 hour bar closes, but we are looking to close below the 20 here. And normally when that happens, okay, occasionally you have a bit of a blip, but most of the time, if it's off a level and you close below there, then you have a reversal in play on the 4 hour. Okay, yeah, so kind of a mixed bag at the moment. We do have all sorts of things happening with crossovers and things like that. And I think if you just bear with me a sec, we'll just close off with the ichimoku. So you can see, sorry, these things probably aren't very clear on the screen. Just give me 1 sec. I'll have to reinstall everything. Okay, there you go. So before we do that, just save that as well. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. Okay, so are you seeing me set up my charts here? Just add the fractals here. Okay, so if we look at the 4 hour, we do have a crossover here, okay, which is bullish. We've got a crossover. We bounce off the top of the cloud though, and we group to the upside. So for me, once the 4 hour comes back down on the oscillator, comes back down below the negative 80, and we maintain a higher high or even a double bottom or something, that to me would say, right, we have a trend change, let's get into it. But for me, at the moment, this has broken through the cloud. We're testing the cloud, or even though we've got a crossover, that is the only signal we have. Okay, I would like to see a twist in the cloud, and we don't have a twist. The cloud's pretty wide, and we're also below price on Chico span brown line here. Okay, so that to me is showing pretty much that we are not reversing at the moment. Okay, the daily, we broke through the cloud, we came back, we test the cloud, we come off. So it wouldn't surprise me if we sort of rally a little bit more. We could even come all the way up to the cloud, but I think this monthly Dickinson is the one to watch. Again, here we have a bullish crossover. So that's why I'm saying it's we've got a bullish crossover on the daily and the 4 hour. And we've also got one on the hour. And this one on the hour is probably fairly significant in the fact that we've got a chiku span through, we've got a crossover, and we've got a twist in the cloud. So this is fairly significant. However, we could still have a bit of a pullback. So again, it's pretty much where the levels are. So that's the first level up there. That's what I said you need to watch. And the low of Friday. Unfortunately, it is a massive swing. It's a 400-point swing. And unfortunately, today, that's the nature of the beast. There's nothing else really that we can play. We may be able to pay attention to this level here with these inside bars on the half hour, which is the half hour Kijinsen. And let's just see what that lines up on the 4 hour. Okay, so we may have that kind of pullback and we get a bounce off there and a rally. But I think, these fractional levels in the 4 hour are the ones to watch for confirmation of a turn. At this stage, I think I'm going to stay relatively bearish at the moment. We have had pullback and we've had a confirmation. I'd like to see a base form here. So in other words, a double bottom or some kind of a reversal pattern, which gives us indication that we're moving back up. But for now, I have this sneaky suspicion, and I'm going to move those to there, delete that one. Those are my levels. So 25542 and 25200. Those are levels that we need to watch for a break. Looking for a daily close above or below one of those levels, and then we should have some kind of a direction. Okay, so yeah, I think waiting for European Open is probably the wisest thing to do at the moment. Wait for the European Open, see what happens. Watch this half hour, because we do have a twist here, and you can start using these fractals on the half hour if you want to watch it. Personally, I think I'm going to just wait for the 1 hour. And this says it's a fractal, but it's not a completed fractal yet. We need to wait for this bar to finish. Okay, and that would be a level to watch. Anyway, guys, that's kind of me for the morning. A lot of mixed signals. I can see a inverse head and shoulders. I can see a wedge. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration here. And the big thing is to see if this wedge does break. If this wedge breaks here, we have a very, very big ride down expected, and probably around 1,200 points down. Okay, which would also set up a head and shoulders top on the 4 hour. Anyway, guys, that's my take on this at the moment. I'm not entirely convinced either way, but I think I'm more bearish than bullish right now until we start breaking through some key fractals. And I just somehow don't think it's going to happen. I think this is starting to look like we're going to have another down week. Okay. Anyway, guys, hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.